So I've in the past, in my earlier years on YouTube, I did a review of this, but since I figured I've been in kind of a Predator mood for a while, a couple days, I've decided to not only re-review Batman vs. Predator, but I'm also going to review the two following Batman vs. Predator stories. So today I'm just going to do the whole Batman vs. Predator trilogy. So why not start things off with a re-review of the very first comic. Batman vs. Predator came out, I'd say about a year before or after. I'm not exactly too sure on I suck at dates, so I apologize, but I believe it came out a year before or a year after Predator 2. So the Predator in the urban jungle was not an unheard of thing. But the story is that it's simple, really. A predator comes to Gotham and Batman tries to stop it. That is your full story right there in a 3-part story. However, it's a little more than that. Luckily, there's a lot more. The plot is bigger than that. The story is that also, before I go any further, I'll tell you guys the creative team behind this. The creative team behind Batman vs. Predator was none other than Dave Gibbons, who was, most of you guys, the artist and the co-creator of Watchmen alongside Alan Moore, but also Adam Kubert. Adam Kubert, most of you guys know, is a very big artist, and he really does some great job. He does some great artwork in here. Very gory and very visual artwork. That's the thing. This does not shy away from the gore. If this were a movie, this would be a very R-rated story. I mean, there is blood, there is guts, there is shit everywhere. And, well, not literally shit everywhere, but if you rephrase shit with the word blood and gore everywhere, this is pretty much Batman vs. Predator is what Predator 2 should have been. Not to say that I don't like Predator 2. I'm actually one of those few people who enjoy Predator 2. It's a fun action movie. That's what I've always considered it to be. It can't succeed its predecessor, but I enjoy it regardless. But we're not here to talk about Predator 2 now, are we? Anywho, I do say that. I do say that a lot, don't I? But getting back on track, the story is that the story starts out with a boxer that was under the payroll of a very powerful gangster is murdered brutally in his penthouse. And Batman goes to investigate, thinking that it's going to be, it's start of a mob war when the gangsters' rivals believe to be it. But it turns out there's killings on both sides, and Batman's trying to figure out who this killer is in the whole first issue, while at the same time trying to stop another mob war from happening and tearing apart Gotham. What I like about the first issue is that this thing feels like it has pretty much arcs in Batman vs. Predator. In 3 issues, they tell a whole very good story. It doesn't feel quick at all. It feels very well paced for only 3 issues. It first starts out like a detective story, and Batman is trying to put together what's going on. But what I find kind of weird is that when he calls Jim, he calls Commissioner Gordon, and he tells him, "Look, I found out it's an alien from another. I think it's an alien from another world who hunts people." He kind of figured it out pretty quick. I mean, I know you're the goddamn Batman, Bruce, but you really put that together really quick, didn't you? So anyway, the story continues, but I really like how Batman figured it out. I mean, it was kind of weird that he kind of found out really quickly that this was, he didn't really call it a predator, he just knew it was an alien hunter. And I'm guessing since, this wouldn't be out of the realm, I'm surprised that Gordon didn't go like, well, that's fucking insane. Well, it's a world full of people with a guy with a green ring and a guy dressed up as a bat and a guy who flies around in red and blue, and he shoots lasers from his eyes. I don't think that this is an alien from another world hunting in Gotham is out of the realm of disbelief for Jim Gordon. It's nice to see that he was so willing to accept this. I was going to think Gordon would be like, that's fucking crazy. But I digress. The story is pretty much in the first issues that Batman is trying to find out where this thing lives and how it operates. And I like how they build the mystery around the Predator, of how they, play around with it, and also how, Batman tries to find it. And when Batman finally does find it, he gets the shit kicked out of him. This Predator beats the almighty crap out of Batman, And in the second issue, Batman narrowly escapes with his life. I mean, if you thought what Bane did to Batman was bad, the Predator did a lot worse. I mean, he impaled him with a spear, he beat the shit out of him after a whole thing of garbage fell on him. I mean, seriously, this Predator took Bruce to town. And, yeah, for about almost a few weeks even, the whole second issue is pretty much Batman trying to get back in the game after getting the shit kicked out of him, and all of Gotham is left at the Predator's mercy. Could you imagine no Batman, but only a Predator? This pretty much becomes, in the second issue, a Jim Gordon story, and I like that. I like how it kind of switches from Batman versus Predator to Gotham versus Predator. And man, does the Predator go on a killing spree. I mean, this thing takes out mercenaries, cops. Even Gordon nearly gets it. I mean, the Predator nearly kills Gordon. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is that we get a new character in here called Kadowski. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And she's not like this new character who's like, oh, the Gotham police is totally fine. We don't need Batman's help. She's very welcoming of Batman. She's very much like, hey, Batman, I'm glad you could make it. Let me show you what we got. I like that. I like that it's a total change of pace, because usually in these kind of stories where you bring in a new cadet, they're usually like, I don't trust Batman. The Gotham police doesn't need Batman. I really like that this is a very much change of pace of a person who is more or less like, hey, Batman, what's up? We need your help. So I like that. However, spoiler alert, she gets brutally murdered by the Predator. And Gordon takes that as like, no, we're going to see this through. We're going to hunt this thing down and we're going to kill it. But then in the third issue, Batman comes back in this body armor, and then it literally becomes Batman versus Predator from then on, because Batman and Predator kick the shit out of each other. I mean, these two fight from the top of Gotham Central. They fought from the roof. They fight through the streets of Gotham. They take the fight to the Batcave. They even take it out in the forest. And man, they just beat the shit out of each other in that fight. Like, it was pretty much like Dave Gibbons was almost like, you guys want Batman versus Predator? Well, here's your Batman versus Predator right here, motherfuckers. Oh man, I'm swearing a lot in here. I don't care. But also, there's this great scene where Batman he takes off his mask, or rather, since it's kind of like a suit that's helping him pull together. He takes off his suit, he takes off his helmet, and he goes out and finds the Predator, which is bleeding to death. It tried to blow itself up, and it ran away. Batman tracks it outside of the mansion and beats the shit out of it with a baseball bat with the Batman emblem on it. So he literally becomes Batman. That was bad, I'm sorry. But no, he takes a baseball bat to this Predator and starts just swinging away on it. Even the Predator's like, stop, stop. Oh, man. Also, it's kind of funny that Batman recovered so quickly. I mean, he was in a full fucking body cast after this fight. But what I find interesting is that this happened a few years before Nightfall, and Batman had worse injuries in here than he did there. But then again, it's arguable that you could say Batman vs. Predator is out of continuity, so I guess that's up for writers. But yeah, this is a really epic crossover. If you're a fan of Batman or Predator, or if you want both, go check this out. This is amazing. The writing is great. I really like how... also, the artwork is great as well. I love how Andy Kubert, or is it Adam Kubert? I love how Kubert draws the Predator. He makes him look so menacing. In fact, one of my all-time favorite picture in here is when the Predator is standing on the tallest tower in Gotham and holding its arms up and its head thrown back and roaring into the sky while the Batman signal is behind it. And there's lightning coming down, and I'm like, oh, that is so cool. I want that as a pin-up. That is my favorite scene in this whole comic book. But not to say this is bad. I really enjoyed this. This is a lot of fun. The fight is great. I love how it's paced. I love that it's more of a Gotham story. I mean, yeah, Batman kind of sits it out in the second issue, but then in the third issue it makes up because, like I said, Batman and Predator just go at it. But all in all, if you're a Batman fan or if you're a Predator fan, or obviously, or if you're a fan of both, pick this up. I'm pretty sure you can still find it in trade. I've seen it a lot in trade in on Amazon still. I got this in separate issues, and I gotta say, I looked forever in separate issues in my younger years trying to find this, all 3 separate issues, and I was so happy when I got all 3 issues. I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. And you know what? I still think it's amazing. But anyway, stay tuned for my review of Batman vs. Predator 2 and 3. See you guys later.